lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
That's right. Round 8 of the Super Speedway Series here, brought to you by iRacing E-Series and sponsored by Circle B Diecast. Only 6 races away from the playoffs, and it's all coming down to it now. And this is where the races start to become more and more important if you want to put yourself in that playoff position. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Cooper here with ESPN, joined as always in the booth by one Mr. Tony Trapasso. And Tony, we're getting down to crunch time here. Only 6 races left.
Yeah, there are, and the battle for the regular season champion is hot and heavy right now. Only 6 points separate Zishan Dura in 4th from his teammate Connor Trafari in 1st.
Yeah, it's getting down to it, and we've had no repeat winners here so far this season, so it's very, very close, as you can tell. Last week we had another first-time winner in Joe Gauthier. Under auspicious circumstances, I'm guessing he kept the win because we didn't hear any more about that, but a very controversial finish to last week's race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was one of those deals where you look at it and go, that can only end poorly. But apparently, what they chose to do, according to the way I understood it, and let me check penalties, or double check penalties here. Yeah, no penalties really handed out from last week. But the way I understood it, they weren't going to take the win away, but they might dock him points.
Yeah, same incident happened for Benjamin White. He finished 3rd last week on the podium behind Gauthier and Worley. And he was adjudged to have gone below the yellow line, but was only given a points penalty. So he kept his position regardless, and was very happy to pick up his podium. And we saw a very different driver in Benjamin White last week.
I think he's starting to get the hang of things. As far as how hard you need to go in this league to not wind people up to the point where they want to try to see how far they can put your car through the safer barrier. Oi!
Yeah, I was just in that exact situation happen right there, and
welcome to the league, Shane Ward.
Yeah, Canadian making his debut here tonight with the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series, and welcome to everybody that's watching on YouTube right now. We have but a few seconds left in the session right now. Actually, we are getting the checkered flag right now, and we've got 22 drivers in the session, one late entrant being one Mr. Byron Rodney, who we're going to be seeing on the track for the first time in goodness knows how long.
Yeah, I was about to say, watch out for that asshat in the 75 tonight.
I can guarantee
I'm gonna get yelled at.
You're going to get kicked in the ding-ding when he sees you in a couple of weeks' time. But anyway.
Hashtag not wrong.
Yeah. But anyway, we are into qualifying now. And the first one out of pit road, unsurprisingly, is one Mr. Frank Marchese. Now, Marchese missed last week, I think. So he'll be looking to make up for lost time this time around.
Absolutely. We all know that Frank does know how to race hard and clean in especially in the Xfinity car, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out for him.
As he makes his way down the super stretch right now, and he will start his qualifying time here. Only 5 minutes, and they only get one and done here. One lap to get it all sorted and get themselves as high up on the grid as possible. Now, the big question is, how many qualifiers are we going to get this week? We didn't get many last week, so a lot of people are going to be wanting to step up their game this week, or are they going to do a John LeBombard and try and start from the back and make their way to the front?
See, now you're talking. That's where it gets interesting, but go ahead and post your guess in the live chat and let us know how many people you think are actually going to attempt to take time tonight.
Well, so far we've got quite a number of cars out on track right now. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars out on track out of the 22. That's not too bad. Almost half of the field. So we've got a better run turnout for qualifying this time, as we're looking at Brad Marchese right now, who's on his qualifying run and will put down the benchmark as he comes out of turn 4.
Absolutely. If you notice, once he took the green, the left side tires went right down to that yellow line, and he didn't come more than a tire width off of it.
Yep, and with that, he sets a 50.66 on that one. So that's the benchmark, and it almost immediately gets beaten by the reigning champion.
Absolutely. And Connor Trafari's really put everybody on notice, especially this half of the season so far. He still hasn't had the finishes I know he was hoping for, but all things considered, he's had some pretty decent runs. Looks like Dan Stein going 4th quick, Mark McFadden going 3rd quick.
Yep, as we're still looking at times coming in. Next one to cross the line will be the winner from 2 weeks ago in the trucks at Talladega. That will be Shane Posey. Now, he will be looking for another win to cement his place in those playoffs. Obviously, he's already locked in, but bonus points matter when we've only got a few races left to go.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just that close to start nut cutting time, and you really have to be up on your game at this point in time. And okay, which one of us did the car that Byron's in?
That would be you. I don't remember.
Don't ever let me paint a Xfinity car again.
To be fair, he's had that one a long time, so I think it might be time for him to get a new one. I will reach out to him and see if I can get a new one. He is on his hot lap right now. We do have 10 times in right now. Both the Pullens have put their times in. Nicholas Wing has put a time in as well. Shane Posey only good enough for P5. Benjamin White up to P3. Bridger Olsen into P2 as Byron Rodney goes into P10.
Yeah, I put the ESPN logo upside down on the trunk lid.
Oh, okay. That will explain why you're a bit disappointed with it, as we're looking at Shane Ward coming out of turn 4. Let's see what he can do on his debut. Yeah, series debutant. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. And that will be only good enough for P10, and that will be your qualifiers for this one, as we've still got about 40 seconds left in the session, but they won't have time to get a time in now. So 13 runners taking time here tonight. Better than last week.
A little bit.
So Brandon Wilson, Dustin Logston, Chris Worrell, Jason Papp, Jesse Cottrell, Greg McConey, John LeBombard, Ryan Worley, and Joe Gauthier, last week's winner, not taking time here tonight. A couple of drivers missing here tonight. I'm noticing Marcus Adams is not here tonight, and I'm noticing Michael Anthony is not here either.
Neither is Mr. Dura.
No, he's not. So we've got a few glaring omissions this week, but it is what it is. We've still got a race to run here, and we do have a grid to call out for this race here tonight. So starting up on the pole here for this one will be Connor Trafari. Joining him on the front row, just 8/1000th of a second behind him was Bridger Olsen. Row 2 will be Benjamin White and Frank Marchese. Row 3 being Shane Posey and Ted Pullen. Row 4 will be Nicholas Wing and James Lowe, while row 5 will be Mark McFadden and Shane Ward, Tony.
Byron Rodney making his series return, going to roll off in row 6. He's going to be joined by Dan Stein. Mike Pullen and Chris Worrell going to roll off in row 7, with row 8 giving us Jesse Cottrell and Brandon Wilson. Greg Marconi and Joe Gauthier going to roll off in row 9, with row 10 going to Ryan Worley and Dustin Longston. Jason Papp and John LeBombard starting in row 11. So 22 starters scheduled to go here tonight. 90% fuel fill and relatively cool conditions for the greater Daytona Metroplex.
Yeah, very good temperatures here tonight. As I'm looking for my temperature gauge and I can't seem to find it. There it is. 76 degree track temperature, 74 degree ambient air temperature, 2 mile per hour wind. That humidity looks pretty high though.
Yeah, that's the one thing these guys are really going to have to be careful about. with it being overcast and 80-degree relative humidity, starting in December, we hope, that's actually going to bring out a rain delay. But right now, they're safe and all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing we got to look forward to when we get to season 1 in 2022. We got rain coming.
And we're bringing back the drinking game.
Yeah. Well, if they decide to run rain on an oval, then that would be just pure stupidity, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, anybody that decides to run rain on an oval on purpose, just let me know your address, and I'll send over some new clothing for you. I know where we can get these lovely white jackets for you. Arms are a little bit long, but you'll be okay.
Absolutely, and we can only think back to real life racing when they did the Clash about well over a decade, well over 20 years ago when they did the Clash, and they decided to try and run it in the rain, and cars were just spinning off everywhere. I think Dale Senior was in that race as well.
Oh, it would have to be 20 years ago if that was the case.
Yeah. Let's not forget, it has been 20 years ago since we lost Dale Senior as well. So this has been a bit of a bad year for anniversaries, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, yeah. No, let's not discuss this any further. But Brandon Wilson getting an EOL penalty, and we might see Eric Driggins on track as he's just now gotten into the server.
So he'll be starting from pit road regardless of what happens. The man that is the teammate of Ted and Mike Pullen. The Nerditudes boys are out there tonight. Shane Posey, Joe Gauthier, and that's it for that team, I think. I don't see any other.
Yes.
Oh, Dustin Loxton's there as well. As we come out of turn 4, Tony, it's your turn to get us going.
Well, the only thing that's left to do is you're going to adjust the 5-point safety harness, make sure the steering wheel's on tight, adjust the visor, and say your novenas as the pace truck makes its way onto pit road. Race fans, it's showtime!
As the field makes its way out of the trial and down towards turn 1 for the first time tonight. 75 laps, the scheduled distance here tonight, 90% fuel fill, and no fast repairs. They have to really be on their game here tonight and be very careful at the same time.
Absolutely. That looked like a big wiggle out of Ben White as he caught the apron going into one, but everybody able to maintain around him. And hats off to Shane Posey. I dare say this is one of the best qualifying attempts we've seen out of him in a long time.
Yeah, and he's already made it one spot now, up ahead of Frank Marchese into P4.
And about to make up another spot.
Yeah. Number 49, and Bridger Olsen is running a new paint scheme this week. He usually runs the all-black car, now running the purple, blue and black as they come out of turn 4. We got the first lap in the books almost, and here comes Benjamin White. He will get the lap led after lap 1. Bridger Olsen actually.
I was going to say Bridger Olsen by 2/1000ths of a second. But that was some big moving and shaking going on there as Olsen and White were working that high lane, and White dropped down in front of Connor Trafari, and basically Trafari just was a victim of circumstance at that point. And we've got one dropping off pace. It looks like Nick Wing dropping to the back. Apparently he doesn't like what he sees going on in front of him. They're already 3 wide in the midfield.
That they are, and that is that's Shane Ward in the middle of that 3-wide situation with Chris Worrell on the outside and Mark McFadden to his inside there. Trying to make it 3-wide near the very front. You see James Lowe is up there for the Balls Guarana team just on the outside of Shane Posey. And lap 2 is in the box. We're on lap 3 now, making the way towards turn 1. The 87 of Daniel Stein just sitting right there in front of Brian Worley at the moment in the 00.
Yeah, absolutely. Is back up towards the front, though. That was Olsen getting a little bit of the wiggles as Trafari dropped down in front of him. And they're 3 wide for 4th.
They're 3 wide for the lead as well. As
not quite yet.
Oh, they were down the super stretch, I can tell you that now, as Trafari just holds on to the lead right there. Bridger Olsen in second. And Benjamin White up there, James Lowe. And we've seen this time and time again. those Bulls Guarana drivers, they love to make that third lane work.
Absolutely, and the thing is, when you're running that high at this track, you really have to trust everybody around you. And big move, 3-lane change for James Lowe to wrestle the lead away.
Yeah, that's a brilliant move there by the 99 to get himself the overall lead here as he leaves his teammate out to dry. And now Chris Worrell only has Daniel Stein and Shane Ward for company up in that third lane.
Yeah, absolutely is. Right now, nobody looking to work with Ben White, so that's not a good omen for him, as guy's still kind of uncertain about what he's looking to do. And I can't say I blame him for erring on the side of caution, especially this early in the race.
Yeah, Ryan Worley already making headway early on in this race. He's already up to the top 5, and that's a man right there still in search of a win. He's not won in almost 2 seasons now, so Ryan Worley really going to be desperate for a win coming into this one tonight, and already starting to make himself known up in the top 6 now as that third lane comes to premonition again, and it's going to be Benjamin White leading that third lane now.
Yeah, he jumped up in front of Worrell, as that's Worley on the low line, and he's got a teammate behind him, or 2 teammates behind him actually, as that is Pap and Marchese. And yeesh, hang on to her, son. Bridger Olson making a lane change going down the front stretch, and another coat of paint on either one of those cars, and they both would have been in trouble.
Now, Olson is one of those drivers so far this season that has had some good runs here in these races, but just not had the luck go his way. He's retired out of the last 2, maybe 3 races now. Olson needs to keep the car underneath him and try and stay out of trouble here, as I think that was James Lowe jumping to the apron and dropping out the lead pack as he rejoins almost right into the side of Frank Marchese right there.
Well, he was able to avoid Marchese, and then he's got to worry about McFadden behind him because, Mark. Luckily, Mark was heads up on that one and was able to avoid him. Yeah,
so he did avoid him. Byron Rodney able to get ahead, and Rodney up to P11 now, as it's still getting very chippy at the front here. And now it's Shane Posey leading the way coming out of turn 2.
Shane Posey in the Nerd Tubes, number 83, making it happen as he's got Worley closing in on him. And that second lane, they get such a run off of turn 2. Whoa, hang on to her, son.
Now Shane Posey not having the best of times there, just clipping that yellow line, and that's not what you want to do, especially when you're at high speeds going around the corners that you are. Now everybody's still pretty much bunched together here. Nobody's really dropped off the bat. John LeBombard is at the very back, but still very much within draft range. Everybody's still together, and I don't think Eric Driggins is going to come out on track at this point. I've not seen him take the pit road.
That seems to be what it appears to be, but Bridger Olson dropped down in front of Posey going into turn 3, and that's what caused Posey to catch the apron. He's trying to take evasive action there, as we are still 3 wide for the lead. It's Trafari in the middle, Olson on the low side, and Stein on the high side.
Now, where does Stein come from? Very good run he's having now on that third lane, being pushed by Chris Worrell as they come out of turn 4, and it looks like Trafari going to get the push he needs by Benjamin White right now as they come down to the line almost very close, and White tags the side of Shane Posey. Posey comes back up. They all get it figured out, but that was very much a Cope Brown moment right there.
Absolutely, and heads up driving by everybody all around to not make that a bigger issue than it was, as being as close to the front of the field as that event took place. That could have just wadded everybody.
Yeah. As they go through the corner once again, it's still side by side between Olson and Trafari. Worrell and White still right there. Posey still right up there despite that little incident he had with White about a lap ago. Marchese making a run on that outside lane. He's bringing support with him as well. Jason Papp right behind him as well.
Yeah, look who's rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, Byron Rodney's up there as well.
Trafari with a nose out front going through 1 and 2. Olsen, though, not getting the push like Trafari is Ben White all over the back bumper of that Ford Mustang. And Trafari able to get the clear and drops down in front of White. Now it's going to be up to Frank Marchese to see what he's going to do with Ben White as he's got his teammate Jason Papp behind him. Are we going to see those guys go to a third lane? As we know, Papp's not afraid to do it either.
No, Frank Marchese definitely not afraid to do it as they come to complete lap 10 now. We're on lap 11. Here we go. We've got a third lane being created. Or not. Frank Marchese thought about it. Decided
White
not to do it
was
in
blocking
the end.
like a madman.
Yeah, he was. Now, we had that admission from Ben White last week that he is a very aggressive driver in the early part of the races. And he just wants to get his way to the front as quickly as possible. But we've said this time and time before. We've said this like loads of times before here, Tony. Aggression gets you nowhere, especially this early part of the race.
Aggression gets you out of the race early.
Yeah. We've got 3 wide there. Papp, Worley and Stein. Stein not exactly in his lane right there. As Papp goes to the third lane, so does Marchese. And you caught it right there, Tony.
It just took him a lap to be able to get the door open on White as White unable to defend this time. And he's going to get caught in that sucker hole with absolutely no one lining up behind him.
Absolutely not, as they come out of turn 2. It's still Trafari leading. You still see Frank Marchese on that high lane right there with Papp and Stein right behind him as White gets caught in the sucker hole, has to file in behind Ryan Worley. Going through turns 3 and 4 now. It is still all to play for, but that outside line is starting to falter, but they can't be setting up for pit stops yet. They have a 90% fuel fill. Well, I'm expecting them to go to what? Possibly lap 25, maybe 30 here tonight.
Depending on where they're running in the group, yeah, I would say at least 25.
So still plenty of time to go before they bring it to pit road. And there still is that danger of the caution as well, as it looks like Marchese and Papp are looking to put Posey into a sucker hole situation. Doesn't quite work there as Frank trying to get more, Marchese, sorry, trying to get more draft off the back of Posey, and Posey just saying no mas and backing out of it.
And rightfully so. He was in a situation where he knew he had 2 guys that were teammates behind him. His team is a little bit deeper in the pack right now, so with no real guaranteed help around you, you did the right thing and just got out of that situation, because they are still getting chippy up at the front of this team.
They are very chippy right now as Bridger Olsen has taken over the lead. Just missed that one a little bit while we were focusing on Shane Posey as they come out of turn 2. Big aggressive move there by Ben White.
Almost gets into Marchese as Trafari jumps up in front of White to kind of cut him off at the knees. But Marchese with a head of steam on that third lane, getting pushed by Jason Papp right now. That could have ended poorly.
Could have done, as we're 3 wide 2 deep right now as they come out of turn 4 to complete lap 14. About to start 15. White still looking very chippy out there right behind Trafari. Give that lap to Trafari as they come down towards turn 1 here. Still very chippy out there as Benjamin White almost getting to the side of Bridger Olsen right there. Still, these guys being ruthlessly aggressive at this moment.
It looked like White wanted to try to follow Trafari down to the low lane. The only problem is there was a car already there.
And there was.
Second lane starting to form up now, though.
Yeah, and Dan Stein looking for a third lane now. Wonder if anybody's going to try and go with him. And it looks like...
I would say not yet.
No. Stein's going to be left out to dry right there. Fair play to Frank Marchese. It gave Stein plenty of room to come back down, but Stein's still up there, though.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the advantage to running with a teammate behind you, is you can communicate a little bit more effectively, knowing that, like, hey, this guy, and Marchese starting to blink.
We've lost Marchese altogether now, actually. So,
oh, no.
So Marchese has had it looks like he's about to have a throughput here as they come through turns 3 and 4. That's left Pap on his own behind White and Olsen. And yeah, I'm guessing he's
not yet.
No.
It's almost there. But another 30 seconds.
As Olsen's still leading this piece, he's just jumped in front of Connor Trafari. We're looking at Byron Rodney right now. He's already up to P6 now, so good run for him so far. Not showing any signs of rust at this moment.
No, not yet. And that is some good news for Ryan Worley, as he is stand-in driver for that team tonight, as Worley, Pap, Rodney, and Greg Marconi, as connection issues continue for Frank Marchese. He hasn't been popped from the server yet, but it's coming. Oh, contact. There it goes.
Yeah, and that's Ryan Worley going down to the apron, and that will bring out the first caution of the night. And it was caused by Ryan Worley going down to that apron. I'm not really sure why he did that.
It didn't really start there.
Oh, we're going to go back, and I'm going to use my unprofessional broadcast tactics right now, and we're going to find out exactly what happened here. And
that actually...
Oh, Worley got loose and just went down to the apron to avoid it. Unfortunately... Oh, yeah. Shane Ward just got into the side of him.
Well, go back and look at what happened to Shane Ward. Shane actually got the boot from last week's winner, Shane Posey.
They won 2 weeks ago, but yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago.
We're going to go on a dynamic camera and take a quick look here and see exactly what happened to Shane Ward.
I mean, it was light contact from Posey, but initially it was light contact from Posey.
No, Posey
but it was just enough.
Yeah, Posey was one of those that went for a spin as well. Ryan Worley, not the race he wanted so far, is another one. Ted Pullen going, well, good avoidance tactics, and Chris Morrell was involved in that as well for some reason.
Morrell Morrell.
Yeah, Chris Morrell. He went through the infield. Oh, he didn't spin. He just slowed right down to avoid everybody. So that's what put him back. So first caution of the night. And, well, it was expected, as we're going to have wholesale pit stops here now.
Absolutely, as we are working lap 19 of 75. So yeah, you would expect everybody to come in, get 4 fresh shoes and a tank of Go Fast, because you need the tires here tonight. As much as we say, oh no, you don't really need tires every pit stop for on Superspeedway. Tonight you're going to want them, especially with these guys going 3 wide as often as they are.
Interesting strategy for Connor Trafari. The drivers that left the pit road in front of him took 2 tires. That would be Bridger Olsen, Benjamin White, and Jason Papp. Connor Trafari and everybody else behind him took 4 tires. So, very diverse strategies there. Actually,
that has a bad idea written all over it.
Bridger Olsen only took fuel.
Yes. But 2 tires here, if you're taking rights, that has bad idea written all over it. Right side tires on an oval are going to loosen the car up. Left side tires, though, will help tighten the car up a little bit. So if you're a little too free on corner exit, taking lefts, at least early in the run, might help just a tick. Yeah,
this is true. As we're looking at one of the drivers involved, and that's Shane Ward in there, and that's the 90 of Nicholas Wing just coming out of pit road as well. Frank Marchese is back in the session, albeit he is quite a number of laps down now here, Tony.
2.
Yeah.
Being scored 2 laps down, but still early. He can get those back.
Well, he's the only driver laps down, so he will get lucky dogs if there are more cautions. So it might work out for him in the end there.
If?
I mean, they managed to go this far without a caution, so...
Anyways, Bridger Olson going to have the button when we do go back to green. Field working its way out of turn 2 now, starting to double up. And looks like Brandon Wilson was given another, or was just had a meatball clear. Not the night he's been hoping for, I know that.
Yeah, and he didn't even start the race last week after connection problems. So Brandon Wilson just not having the run he wants lately, as yeah, those connection problems he had last time just really dogging him, and now this week just having a tough run again. So Wilson will be looking to get back on track next week when we head to Talladega in these cars.
Absolutely, but get your cameras ready, folks, because we might just be about to witness a Cole Trickle moment.
Maybe, as they come through turns 3 and 4. And we are ready to go racing once again. That means the pace truck, will make the left turn on towards pit road right now, and will leave the field in control. Well, Bridger Olson will be in control of the field, and will get us going once again. As there goes the pace truck now. Olson has control of the field. Hits the loud pedal, and we are racing once again here at Daytona as they make their way down towards turn 1. On lap 22 of 75.
Connor Trapari giving a good shove to Ben White right now in that second lane. White peels off as now here comes Greg Marconi to the back bumper of his arch nemesis, as they are the only 2 up in that second lane right now.
And they are. Marconi, another driver looking for some better luck, has had a very quiet start to the race so far here tonight, rocking the black and gold colours tonight as they make their way in towards turns 3 and 4. Jason Papp is there, and Byron Rodney is there for backup if Marconi needs it, but it looks like Papp is looking to make headway all by himself anyway.
Well, Rodney's got to get a little bit closer to Papp if he's going to even think about helping him right now, as here comes Mark McFadden in the 5 in that second lane, using the draft of Trapari and Marconi to try to get up there and see what he can do in that second lane as well.
Ted Pullen and Mike Pullen both up there as well. So the father and son working together okay. Joe Gautier in the Nerditudes, number 67, looking for his second race win in as many weeks. Right up there in the top 10 as well. Ryan Worley already back in the top 10 himself. Good recovery drive for him so far.
Yeah, very much so. And they're 3 wide behind him. Oh.
Yeah, they figured it out pretty quickly. Shane Posey getting around Dan Stein. Frank Marchese, he's trying to get his lap back the hard way. He's just trying to get around anybody. And you can see by the attitude of his car right now, he is driving very angry right now.
As you do when you kind of have connection issues, but got one that looked like it may have gotten into the wall there. I didn't... Oh, it's Posey. Or no, it was Gautier.
Yeah, Gautier having a rough time there as he is currently in, when I find him, he's dropped to P13, he's up to P12 again now, as they're all shuffling up together again, and at the front, Marconi trying to push Trapari to the front, but Olson and White working really well together as here come the Bolts Guarana cars.
Not a real shocker there that Worrell and Lowe going to that third lane, as they've dipped into that basket quite a few times this season.
Mm-hmm.
And Lowe hanging Worrell out to dry.
Yeah, not opting to go for that third lane. It looked like McFadden was ready to go with them, but decided to back out of it as well. as they're 2x2 at the moment, not really forcing the issue at the moment. Actually, here comes Ryan Worley making a third lane.
I was going to say, Worley looking real racy right now as he is back into the top 10 as he works his way around the outside of Mark McFadden, wrestles that one away, and Trifari to the point.
Yeah, Trifari going to move his way. Great push there by McConey as they come out of turn 4. And we are literally 1/3 distance now in this race as they come towards turn 1. Lap 26 of 75.
Marconi now with the nose out front, getting pushed by those two balls. Garanakar's up there, and he's got his teammate a couple cars back from that as Ryan Worley trying to reel in those other two cars to see if he can be any help. Well, right now, drag race going into turn number 3. Trifari with the nose out front. Marconi on the high side, Trifari on the low side.
Yeah, and Worley again with Dan Stein trying to make a third lane right there. Not really working out for them as they come out of turn 4. And it's a drag race down towards the line now between McConey and Trifari. Looks like McConey might have it right here as they come to the line and give that lap to Greg McConey for the first time tonight.
Greg McConey by about the width of a shoe going to the point as Morrell giving him a great shove there, and it looks like everybody's starting to calm down just a little bit.
Yeah,
and just as I say that, of course, that happens.
Absolutely, as they go through 3 and 4. Oh, Posey's flirting with that wall again. Just saw him at the back end of that little the front pack right there, just flirting with that wall. He does have a teammate behind him now in Joe Gauthier, so he might have a bit of help now pushing his way forward.
Well, we're about to see what's going to happen here as there we go. Worrell jumps up in front of Dan Stein as Stein and Marchese were looking to make a third lane, and it looks like the 99 of James Lowe going to join him up there. Lowe, though, drifting back a little bit, drops down in front of, I believe that was Posey? No, Gauthier. And Gauthier goes to the inside, and third lane stalling out.
Yeah, it is starting to. Marchese's up there. Look at the run that Posey's getting, and just as he gets it. Yeah, Posey was in the middle, just getting a massive run on Marconi there, and just as he got there, Marconi just went to the bottom lane.
So Marconi realizing that, you know, what he was doing in that third lane wasn't really working too well, so going into the second lane, and Chris Worrell not going to be a happy camper as this one is. He's continuing to hemorrhage spots right now, and finally he's able to get back in line, but went from a battle for the lead to seventh.
Yeah, Worrell dropping back, and then still favouring that third lane though, trying to get down, but Marchese just wasn't letting him right there as Marchese still looking to get one of his laps back the hard way. He's been pushing since the drop of the green flag after that last caution, and look at Shane Posey looking for a third lane as well. Just nobody going with him right now.
He was looking for it, but again, like you said, nobody going with him. He's got Morrell up there if he wants it. But we saw Connor Trifari jump out, and I mean, these guys are just, you would think it was the last handful of laps with the way these guys are running at the front of this thing.
Well, that's what we love about the Super Speedway series. They're just on it all the time in this in the races that we come to. As Posey flirting with that wall again, doesn't want to do that too often.
I'm thinking that was aero push. He was up under the 50 of Ben White going into the corner, and just that car did not want to turn.
Now look at Jason Papp now leading that outside line. He wants to go at leading a lap here as he's being pushed by Greg McConey, and Jason Papp, another one of those drivers that's in the bad luck club right now. He's got good pace there, Tony, just not had the best of luck.
Well, he's been caught up in other people's dumpster fires all season long. You know, I know I said this jokingly the other night, but if you would like to donate Lucky Rabbit Speed or horseshoes or 4-leaf clovers, go ahead and drop a comment in the video right now, and we will get that information to Jason Papp, and he can contact you on where to send those to.
We can.
Posey on the third lane.
Posey is in the third lane. He's got Chris Worrell with him. And can they keep it up, wound up there? It's not easy just with 2 cars. Papp going to get a lap led there, by the way. So he gets a bonus point for leading a lap tonight. Question is, can he keep it out there? He does have his teammate Greg McConey pushing him, and it's going to be very close between Byron Rodney and Ben White as they come out of turn 2.
Jason Papp did not get that lap.
Oh. Well, hopefully he'll get this one then.
Well, hopefully. I mean, Marconi's really got to lay the chrome horn to him, give him a good shove in the short chute until they get to the trial and then back out.
And that's what he's looking to do, as McConey just getting a bit squirrely there. I think that was a bad push from Benjamin White that caused that. As there it is. Papp finally leads a lap.
There's your lap.
Yeah.
And again, by about the width of a shoe. Wow. Big move for Papp going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, it was a big move, and Papp now to the point as he leads coming out of turn 2. That leaves Greg McConey leading that outside line with Benjamin White and Shane Posey right there again in the mix. Mark McFadden is still in that mix as well, so currently sitting P7 right behind Byron Rodney, Dan Stein. Actually, that's not Shane Posey there. That is actually Frank Marchese behind White and McConey. So Shane Posey in P9 right now, and Chris Worrell just running out the top 10. Right behind him is Ryan Worley. Now, he did push his way back up to the top 10, just faltered ever so slightly as the run's gone along, and he's just sitting right there, enjoying the show in front of him right now.
It was a big move by Connor Trafari up at the front of this thing, jumping up into that second lane, not wanting to follow Jason Papp too much longer. And, you know, it's that type A personality. And you've got a lot of them at the front of this field right now, as everybody hanging Ben White out to dry.
And that was Ben White's decision to go up there that caused that. I wonder if Dan Stein is going to join him up there as McConey goes to the inside lane and joins the back of Bridger Olsen, and we've got a big wreck there in the background. Is Dan Stein involved?
Stop falling, damn it. Yeah, Stein just went for a hell of a ride, and I'm not 100% certain.
Oh, it was between Posey and McFadden that caused that.
Yeah.
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened there. We're going to try and go back and see exactly what happened, but yeah, Dan Stein getting the worst of that one. And you saw it right there. McFadden and Posey getting together. Stein just a victim of circumstance, and great heads-up driving by everybody to avoid that.
Absolutely. There's only 3 cars actually involved in that total incident. However, there are going to need to be some black flags cleared. There's a lot of guys bailing out to go down pit road to try to avoid the melee. Ted Pullen being one of them. No damage on the Wonder Bread 85, but he may have gotten an unsafe pit entry on that whole exchange. But good news, if you are a fan of the number 24, he now has one of his 2 laps back.
That he does.
Or he will once they catch the pace car.
That he does, but anyway, that is caution number 2 here at Daytona. As
Strategy.
McConey and Rodney decided to stay out here.
Papp, Marconi, and Rodney, all 3 of those dudes racing drivers staying out. And there goes Marchese to get one of his 2 laps back.
Would have only had 1 lap back. This would have been his lucky dog to get back on the lead lap if Luck had gone his way during that last green flag run. Was so close to getting one of those laps back there, and that great run he had, to be fair.
Here's the other thing, and I'm not sure if this is exactly what happened, but Jason Papp, league admin, was busy clearing black flags for the guys that bailed down pit road to they got black flags for unsafe pit entry. So I'm not sure if this was an actual decision to stay out or if Pap just looked down at the wrong time. But either way, he does have two of his compatriots with him, and we're going to see how this one plays out for those three dudes racing drivers, as they're 16 laps into their fuel run already. So they're only looking for maybe another 10 laps under anger before they're going to have to bring it on pit road for some go fast.
Yeah. As you carry on talking, Tony, I'm just telling somebody off in the live chat.
Okay, I think I probably know who we're talking about. And what? Okay. So anyways,
there you go. Last I'm told. Anyway.
Okay then.
Lights should be going off on the pace truck this time by, as they do. So it's going to be Jason Papp leading us back to green.
Pap, Marconi, Rodney,
Yeah.
Rodney, Trafari, White, Ward having a decent run in his series debut. Currently sitting in the number 6 slot. Then you got Ryan Worley, John LeBombard, Joe Gatte, and Bridger Olson rounding out your top 10. And we have some last-minute takers going down pit road, hoping we get a long green flag run. Is Ted Pullen leading the way on that one to make sure he's got as much fuel packed into that tank as he possibly can, and took 4 tires.
It was actually his father, father Mike Pullen, that won the race out of pit road. As there's Frank Marchese just coming back around again.
No.
As yeah, Jason Papp going to lead this thing. Shane Ward, the only the reason why he's up in P6 now, I just looked at my timing and scoring. He only took fuel on that last pit stop there.
Yes, he did. No, he may have taken lefts.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. But he may have taken lefts, but freshest tires on track right now belong to the man going to be restarting outside row number 2. That is Connor Trafari in the 48. So 4 in fuel for him, 4 in fuel for Ben White. Shane Ward looks like maybe lefts as Pace Truck makes that left turn onto pit road. Green flag comes out and Trafari, oh!
Bad restart there by McConey, and that will not be a caution, that will be a disaster for the number 12. As we do get it going, McConey just left behind at the station.
Marconi got hit and spun as Connor Trafari wasn't happy with Jason Papp kind of being lackadaisical on the restart.
Oh!
Gave him the chrome horn and went down into Marconi.
Well, that was not very good driving. We're going to take a look at this one. They are green. We are going to go back to them in just a second. We're going to stay on Greg McConey here for this restart. You see the shot that Trafari gave to Papp there. Just shot him down the track and into the side of McConey. That was very naughty of the reigning champion.
Yeah, no, that was definitely not a move you want to do too often. But
that might be left to the adjudicators there to see if he might get a penalty for that.
That's what I'm thinking. Meanwhile, though, you've got 3 dudes cars running nose to stern as that's Papp, Rodney, and Worley hold that inside line as it looks like White trying to make a 3rd lane all on his own and nobody going with him again.
No, they're not, but Papp left out in the clear. Byron Rodney now to 2nd. Brian Worley looking to move up to 3rd here. As poor old Greg McConey left all by himself. He's going to be begging for a caution now as it comes to complete another lap, and that's a lap led for Jason Papp there. Redemption for the number 1, but here comes Connor Trafari on the outside.
And it looks like we have an unofficial team forming up here, as that's the 50 of White and the 49 of Bridger Olson. We've seen those guys working well together the last couple of weeks, so I dare say that once they come up with a clever name, we might have another team here in the Circle B Diecast iRacing East Superspeedway Series.
Now we might. As that's three
What
wide
is going
to the-
on with the back of Byron Rodney's car? That thing looks like it's been through a war.
Lots of bad bump drafting, I'm going to assume.
Safe bet.
As Lucky's right up there again. Frank Marchese looking for his lap back the hard way once again.
Well, I was hearing Chris Farrell tell him that, hey, Frank, I'll push you if you want to get your lap back the hard way. But I don't know if Frank heard him because he probably has in-sim chatter turned off, as most of us broadcasters do, as he is now down on the low lane with two of his teammates.
Yeah, but
Three of his teammates.
Connor Trafari in front of them. And look at James Lowe just sending it to the inside. The only problem is he's left his teammate out to dry. But at the same time, here comes Connor Trafari up to the middle lane again.
Trafari trying to play both halves against the middle, saw White was coming, but realized he didn't have enough room to make that move to try to throw the block. He's got Worrell with him, and we know Worrell knows how to push the daylights out of anybody that's in front of him. So one of the best pushers in the league, Connor Trafari, can't be too nail-biting right now.
And Ben White so close to wiping out that number 48 right there. He got very close to his right rear quarter panel and nearly spun him around. Needs to keep a better line there, but that might have been owing to the shove that Bridger Olsen just gave him as well.
Absolutely. It was Marchese almost getting up into White.
Yeah. Olsen backing out of it. White left up in the third lane now. Gets back into the second lane. But yeah, White and Olsen, they're pushing each other, but they're not exactly keeping a straight line when they're doing it.
No, they're not. It's not as straight as everybody else would around them would prefer. And there goes Worrell. Worley. No, I had it right. Worrell going to the third lane as his Balscarana teammate James Lowe currently showing the way. As there's no love lost between the 48 and the 24 here in this series. So if I was Connor Trafari and I saw who was directly behind me, now I would be sweating bullets. Well,
no love lost between them in the league, period. As they've come to blows in the Rowdy Energy Cup Series as well. Trafari goes to the front. Nicholas Wing just coming out of pit road right there. And I think I've figured out why they're not why White and Olsen are not pushing each other as straight as they should be. Look at the front end of those Supras. They're not exactly straight, are they?
No, and Lowe not a happy camper right now as Trafari was a little lackadaisical trying to drop down. And Marchese has his lap back. Question is, can he do anything with it right now?
Well, all he needs to be doing is stick to that yellow line and just be pushed by Connor Trafari. But here comes Ben White now. Will be looking to make his way forward, being pushed by another Supra. And yeah, it's not easy when you're driving a Supra and you're trying to push someone. Those pointed ends on those Supras do not align very well with the back bumper of another car in front of them.
Not at all, as Trafari almost gets up into White going through 1 and 2. And Olsen giving White a good shove, and White has the nose out front, but here comes Trafari back on the inside. Ooh.
Oh, that was a bad shove by Trafari there on Marchese. As here comes Daniel Stein just sailing around the outside as well of Byron Rodney. Jason Papp still up there. And Greg McConey at this point is in danger of going a lap down here now.
Yeah, absolutely. As he just actually made that comment. He said, "Now watch, I'm getting ready to go a lap down, and watch the race stay green the rest of the way." With hey,
that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I don't see it happening, but it anything's possible at this point.
I mean, one driver that I'll be praying for a caution right now is the man in the 24. That's Frank Marchese. has his lap back the hard way. We've had the one retirement so far here tonight, and that is Shane Posey, who is out of this race. Everybody else still running. Wing is a lap down. Marchese is a lap down. But Marchese is not a lap down as technically he's not a lap down as things stand right now, but now he is because Ben White has a nose out in front.
Yeah, White getting a good shove from his unofficial teammate there, Bridger Olson, and not getting the clear though as Trafari goes below the yellow line.
Yeah, Trafari sees what's about to happen. He's decided to back out of it. And I can't say I blame him. He's a champion.
Exactly.
He's a champion for a reason, and he knows when to back out of these things.
I mean, 16 years old, but you know he's a heads-up driver in these simulators. As Ben White gets to the point, drops down in front of Marchese jumps up to the second line. The question is Bridger Olson going to help him?
That is a big question right there. James Lowe, second in line in that inside row. Dan Stein, third in line in the outside row. Jason Papp still ever present right there. Another driver making his way forward as well is Ryan Worley. Same for Brandon Wilson. Look where he is right now. He's starting to get those good runs that he desperately needs.
Absolutely. After starting shotgun on the field, getting that EOL penalty, and Lowe dropping out of that melee at the front of this thing. And Greg Marconi announcing to everybody that he is going to be the third lane, so be mindful of that. As 4 of the 5 Dudes racing cars right now in the top 10.
Yeah, Bridger Olson leading the race, but it doesn't look like it with Frank Marchese trying desperately to stay out in front of these guys. Being a car a lap down, trying to get it back the hard way is not an easy thing to do as they come to Greg Marconi now, and we'll get around him. And
well, here's the thing to keep in mind. If Marchese can stay on the lead lap, that gives the lucky dog to Marconi.
Yeah. So in effect,
he's not only trying to help his own cause, he's trying to help his teammates' cause as well.
So he's playing the team game by staying out there like he is.
Absolutely, but the question is, how much longer are we going to see Jason Papp, Byron Rodney, and company stay out? Those 3 guys that did stay out under that last caution, they are on the low lane, but the question is, how much more fuel do they have in the tank, as they're 30 laps on that fuel tank right now.
Yeah, and we're coming to 25 laps to go. That means we are past halfway. So that means we're going to take our one and only commercial break of the night whilst they race around the track. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes while we take a quick breather. Do not go anywhere. And we are back live here at Daytona. Caution is out for the third time here tonight, and it's a big one here, Tony.
Well, it's a pretty big one because it happened up at the front of this thing as Frank Marchese was trying to stay on the lead lap. He was getting a decent shove from the 49 of Bridger Olson. The only problem is Olson bumped him in the middle of the corner, and around goes Marchese. Took out the 50 of Ben White, and looks like the 47 or the 87 got a piece of that one. And then
Trafari got a bit of a big piece of it as well. James Lowe got a piece. Benjamin White got a piece. Joe Gautier, Dustin Logston, Mike Pullen, Jesse Cottrell. Ben White, he got a big piece of it. He had to tow. That is a disaster for not only Marchese, but Ben White as well, who was having such a good run.
Well, I see that Connor Trafari not a happy camper.
No, that was a terrible push by Bridger Olson. I wonder if Olson literally hooked him then. It looked like he did.
Yeah, he did. He bumped him in the middle of the corner, and let's see what happened to Trafari here. Boom. Just...
We're going to go back and take a look at this. We are going to investigate this one a bit further.
Well, I mean, Bridger Olson was just pushing on Marchese to make sure he still had the lead. And unfortunately, all hell just broke loose.
Now, Marchese went up half a lane. Olson was stuck to that yellow line, so I wonder if it was Marchese moving up that half a lane that got it a bit out of sync there. Olson just stuck to his line, and it was just a victim of... it was just a situation where obviously it was just a bad line, and Bridger Olson just gave that bad push right there.
Well, that's just it. Everybody here, has been here oh God, I'm sorry. I'm listening to the in-sim chatter, and it just, there are a lot of unhappy campers right now, and but yeah, I mean, these guys have been in the sim long enough to know that bump drafting in the middle of a corner or the middle of the tri-oval portion of these big tracks like this, that's never a good idea.
No, it's not. Greg McConaughey getting his lucky dog as he's now back on the lead lap. Nicholas Wing has stayed out. He's going to be looking for a wave around here. Frank Marchese is in pit road. He's got a severely damaged car. Benjamin White is out. He has left the session. Frank Marchese will probably do the same very soon. Connor Trafari, severe damage on his car as well. Probably going to be on the back foot as well. It's some big hitters in that one. Some very big hitters in that one.
I'm going to get up on my soapbox for a second here. Because I remember a couple weeks ago, Ben White was doing the exact same thing Frank Marchese was doing, and racing hard to try to get his lap back the hard way. Mm-hmm. And one of the most vocal about what just took place was the 50 of White, and it would not surprise me if for next week the competition committee decides that he's not allowed on voice chat because of some of the things that were coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen in other leagues where people have chimed up in a bad way and they've decided to cancel their voice chat. Randy Bechtel, the victim in the USRA TNT Truck Series, falling foul of that one most recently, as you well know there, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's a couple drivers here tonight that I unfortunately Jason Papp is going to have to play babysitter and inform these guys that, hey, those words and phrases are not really wanted.
Not at all. And all it wasn't really anything malicious. It was just a bad push.
And Connor Trifari is way down on speed right now as Greg Marconi and Chris Worrell trying to catch the tail end. And we're about to see if they are going to extend this caution as the field worked its way out of turn number 4. But those guys are about 15 seconds back. So...
Well, we're about to find out as the pace car is about to make the left turn on towards pit road. We are going to go racing here again at Daytona. Third caution is coming to an end, and we are going green with 19 laps to go, and it's Bridger Olsen going to lead them down towards turn 1. Mark McFadden and Shane Ward and Ryan Worley all up there in the top 5 as well, with the Pullens there right there as well.
Absolutely. Great recovery drive, especially for Ted after he had to take evasive action for the first caution and sent it down pit road, and he did get a black flag for unsafe pit entry there as he jumps up in between the debutant Shane Ward and the 00 Ryan Worley and pushes Worley to the lead.
Worley now to the point. Can Ted Pullen come down? No, Pullen going to stay up there in that second lane. Did the job that he needed to, and now he's going to have Shane Ward giving him the push coming out of turn 4. Byron Rodney is right there. Frank Marchese is right there, as well as Brandon Wilson still keeping it up there. Jason Papp is there too. Very contentious here as here comes Ted Pullen with a run to the front right now as they come towards turn 1.
This will be the first time we've seen the Wonder Bread 85 to the point this season, I believe. Not able to make it happen in the middle of 1 and 2, but did have the nose out front going into 1. But Pullen getting some pretty decent pushes right now from the 39 of Ward. But right now, Bridger Olsen is just glued to the back bumper of Ryan Worley.
Yeah, and again, needs to be careful. That Supra not very good for pushing with the rounded nose on that car. And we've already seen one incident happen with a Supra pushing a Chevrolet, so...
Well, it shouldn't be that big of a deal considering that Worley has that and give the lap led to Pullen, but Worley has that wow in the back bumper, so that should help get that Supra locked in there.
Yeah, and it's still right there, still hanging on the back of Worley, and this, I will say this now, this is probably Worley's best chance to try and win a race here tonight now.
So, Ryan, if you want to choke Sam, he's going to be in Oswego, New York in 2 weeks. So if you want, just let me know. I can give you my address, and you can ride with me to the airport to pick him up.
Yeah, please don't. I don't want to be choked as soon as I get off the plane. But anyway...
Oh, no, you'll have to go through baggage check because they don't allow civilians inside the building if they don't have a reservation.
Well, yeah, I'll just make sure I stay in Boston. Anyway,
good luck with that.
I know, right? We're on lap. Well, we've got 16 laps to go here. It's very close between the drivers at the front right now, and it's a very different demographic to what it was at the start of the race. I don't see any of the Balls Guarana cars because they dropped to the back there. Lowe and Worrell working together though, and don't expect them to be back too far back for too long.
Absolutely, and they've got Jesse Cottrell with them, so 3 cars definitely can work better than just 2 as they are trying to work their way back up towards the front here. Connor Trifari, though, is way off the pace right now. Ooh, that was a big moment.
Yeah, they're getting very chippy up at the front once again. Worley now to the outside, not going to leave Ted Pullen to the inside and in the lead here as they come out of turn 2. And I know his mother's going to be watching.
I was going to say, it's going to make Cookie very happy.
Yeah. And Cookie, if you're watching, you better be watching right now because this is a prime opportunity to see your boy in the lead of this race right now. Oh, McFadden getting all wrong on the exit of turn 4. How the hell did they get away with that one?
Heads up driving by those Balls Guarana cars. That was Lowe doing everything he could to not get into McFadden. So heads up driving there from, I think that was Lowe anyways.
No, I think it was LeBon.
Oh, it was Pap.
Yeah,
It was Pap.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I saw the orange. And... Sorry, Jason. But yeah, I mean, if you're like Cookie and you like what the action that you're seeing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single broadcast on the iRacing or on the ESPN family of broadcasts. We do this just about every night a week, and sometimes two broadcasts a night simultaneously. So don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications, tattoo it on your mother's forehead, and make sure to tell your veterinarian that you like what you're seeing here tonight so that Sam can get his cat fixed.
Yeah, anyway. My cats are already fixed, but anyway, thanks for the offer. I've lost my train of thought now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Those are the nights we do the double dips on ESPN. Obviously, Tuesday we have Western States and UK Sim Racing with their MX5 Pro Series. Wednesday we have Sim Racers Edge and Endurance for Amateurs, and Thursdays we have the TNT Truck Series, and we have DOB with their fantastic dirt action. Tony, you were on hand to see that one last night. Brilliant racing there. Absolutely.
I mean, just some of the best dirt oval racing you're going to find on the iRacing servers with the DOB 410 sprints and big block modifieds. So after this broadcast, go ahead and take a look at last night's broadcast. I mean, it was just amazing racing. It was a triple header last night for those guys instead of just the normal double header that they do, where they actually had to finish the A main from Knoxville from the previous week because the server timed out on them. But they were able to make that happen, and Connor Trafari now goes officially one lap down.
Yeah, no speed in that number 48. The reigning champion having a very difficult defence of his championship right now. As you're seeing a bit of a dice there between Mike Pullen and Byron Rodney. Rodney just struggling to keep that car in a straight line right now, but still very much up there and in with a shot right now as they come. We are on 11 laps to go, nearly 10 laps to go as they come out of turn 2.
Well, the thing is Byron knows better than to try to shove a 3 deep freight train going through a turn like they were. So he's doing his best to stay off of Bridger Olsen right now. As Worley getting a great shove on again from Shane Ward on that second lane.
Yeah. And how great would this be for Ryan Worley to finally get that win?
Well, no, wait a second. Let me pause you there for a second. What happened 2 weeks ago with the 00? Where did he finish?
Second.
No.
Third?
Trucks at Talladega, he finished third.
Yeah.
Last week, he finished second. Do you see where I'm going with this? Because I really don't want to have to say it out loud.
Yeah, because we'll be getting Ryan Worley to kick you in the ding-ding in a couple of weeks' time.
Exactly. I don't want to say it out loud, and somebody was just going for a ride.
That was Dustin Logston on that third lane. He's decided to drop back on that third lane. So the number 33 just falling backwards, and very interesting number placement on that number 33. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but it is what it is.
Well, it definitely is.
Ryan Worley! And there is a fourth caution of the night, and Byron Rodney was the cause of that one. I saw that one as clear as day.
Yeah.
Let's take a look and see what happened here. If I can. If it'll let me. And how Ryan Worley got away with that one, I do not know.
I don't think he did.
He got away with very superficial damage. It was very, very close.
Oh. Well, he got into it with Mark McFadden afterwards, and he did get popped for an unsafe pit entry.
They might get that cleared, though.
They did. They did clear those. But yeah, no, you're right. That unfortunately, it did. It looks like Rodney may have caught the apron, but Worley, no. Back that one up, Sam, because if you look at what's going on as they come into the tri-oval, the 39's back bumper is making contact with Worley's car, and it turned Worley down the track.
I'm going to take another look at this one, and quarter speed, obviously. We're going to go on the far chase cam. No, Byron drifted up the track. He went right into the side of Worley.
From the chopper cam, it looked like the 39 was shoving Worley in the middle of the corner. But, yeah, no, that was Rodney drifting up the track.
Mental fatigue. He preaches this all the time later in the race.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at this from Ryan Worley. I've got it at quarter speed right now. He does get a bit of contact with Mark McFadden. Somehow, Ryan Worley keeps it out of the wall. Gets another little tag from Mark McFadden. But barely any damage on that 00. He somehow gets away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. But
very lucky boy.
As you can guess, there are more unhappy campers in the in-sim chatter.
Yeah, but that's expected. I mean, mental fatigue is a horrible thing especially when you're this late into a race. We've only got 7 laps to go. They will be going back to green, and we will have a shootout towards the end of the race. Look who's up to second though. Jesse Cottrell up to P2 now.
Cottrell and Ted Pullman both electing to stay out. So,
and I believe that's Nicholas Wing looking for a wave around. I don't think he'll get it though.
He's not going to get it now.
No. But this is a good chance for Cottrell. This is a good chance for Ted Pullen. Ryan Worley still in pit road. A lot of drivers still in pit road, actually. As we're waiting to see when they bring them down. But, yeah, we've only got 5 cars out on track right now. 6 cars out on track.
Because everybody else is fixing damage.
As you know, Brandon Wilson has put it on the hauler.
Yeah, he has.
So, Brandon Wilson out. He joins Frank Marchese, Ben White, and Shane Posey on the hauler. As I think Eric Driggins is still in the session, but I think he's assumed spotter duties for the Pullens tonight.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Now here's the other. They might be extending this caution.
Yeah, I can't really blame them.
But yeah, Byron Rodney spending extended time on pit road. Jason Papp spending extended time on pit road. Connor Trafari again. Joe Gautier asking for an EOL. Chris Worley over a minute in his pit box. Joe Gautier over a minute. James Lowe over a minute. Dan Stein over a minute. Same goes for Dustin Longston and Ryan Worley. Mark McFadden just under a minute, just barely. But and Shane Ward over a minute. Mike Pullen and John LeBombard. Everybody that went down pit road except for Bridger Olson and Greg Marconi, your 3rd and 4th place restarters, spent over a minute in their pit box or on pit road.
Yeah.
Some guys almost 2 minutes.
Bridger Olson only took fuel. Greg Marconi, interestingly enough, took 4 tyres. So Marconi might be in the catbird seat come the restart.
Well, we're about to find out. As
oh, time for you to get us going here, Tony.
They have not. They have not extended the caution yet. As the field works its way out of turn number 4, there's still some guys hustling. Here come the 2 Balls Garana cars to tag onto the tail end. Green flag is out. Pullen pulls the trigger and gets a good shove from the 49 to Olsen. Those 2 guys in lockstep right now. Meanwhile, Greg Marconi working as well as he can with Jesse Cottrell in that 2nd lane. And Marconi looking strong right now as there's a just a gaggle of damaged vehicles behind them.
That there is. Mike Pullen moving up to the top 5 right there in the number 58 machine. Nicholas Wing, who's a lap down, is up in that top echelon of the field, but not really pushing the issue right now. A lot of damaged cars right now. Ryan Worley is moving his way forward as well with the very little damage on his car. He's pushing Mark McFadden right now, but at the front it's Jesse Cottrell leading out of turn 4 as they come to the line right now. Nicholas Wing bringing it down pit road.
He was bailing out of it because he doesn't have any speed in that car as Wing jumps up in front of Marconi. And Marconi working with him right now as I believe that is, yes it is, that's Mike Pullen behind Marconi.
Yep, so both of the Pullens in the top 5 right now, and this is probably going to be your top 5 for the end of the race here as they come out of turn 2. 4 laps to go here. It's Ted Pullen, Jesse Cottrell, Greg Marconi, Mike Pullen, and I believe Mark McFadden is in. No, it's not Mark McFadden. Who's that in the middle of that? I think that's Bridger Olsen. It is. It
is Bridger Olsen. So Cottrell, Pullen, Olsen, Marconi, and Pullen. And no, I'm not sounding redundant. There are 2 Pullens in the field, folks. And this is going to make Cookie very happy if both her boys could come home with top 5 finishes. Cookie, let's hear from you.
Yeah, but look right behind them. Look who's coming in with a head of steam. That is Ryan Worley. Damaged car and all. And it doesn't look like he's got any damage on the car. He's still going at it though, and he's already caught the top 5 now, bringing Dan Stein, and he's bringing Dustin Logston with him as well.
He's got a little bit of a wow in the right front fender, but it's nothing too major. As he is now caught on to the back end of Mike Pullen's car, trying to figure out what lane he wants to go to. Is Ted Pullen getting a great shove from the dude racing number 12 of Greg Marconi.
That he is.
And he's staying with his dance partner.
He has. They're still working together right here, but now this is where the workmanship might go out the window. 2 laps to go here. Popsicle sticks in the air here, Tony.
5 miles to get this one decided, as Marconi just announced that he can't push too much longer. He's begging Mike Pullen to push him, as from what has been going on earlier, I can't blame Mike for being a little on the cautious side, but that is Jesse Cottrell jumping up, and I didn't see who that damaged one was that just flashed by. I believe that was Nick Wing looking to take the third lane.
Cottrell! And that won't be a caution, but Cottrell is out of the running now. Big damage on that 08, as now Ted Pullen has the clear. Coming out of turn 4. 1 lap to go. White flag in the air, and Dan Stein in the wall. There is the caution. We're going to overtime. Big
Would you expect anything else?
No. I mean, we've been to overtime every other race this season.
We've not seen a race end normally under green. And let's see what happened there. And
Mike Pullen just got into the side of him.
Well,
actually, Dan Stein might have drifted up there a little bit.
Go to the chopper on that one.
Well, I'll go to the far chase anyway, because my favorite camera.
High-speed drones, and that was a
50-50?
Part from column A. Part from column A, part from column B is Stein was coming up. Well, Stein was coming up off the yellow line, and Pullen was coming down, thinking he was going to be clear to jump in line with those guys to try to get a run. So I mean, that was one of those 50-50 deals there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a racing deal. I mean, especially coming to the white flag.
Yeah, this wasn't a Hamilton and Verstappen this situation. That was genuinely a 50-50 deal.
Correct. That was 100% 50-50. Now the big question is, can Ted Pullen hold on for 5 miles when the green flag comes out? Because he's got to take the green, the white, and then the checker to come home with his first victory in the Circle B Diecast iRacing East Superspeedway Series.
Yeah, and that will instantly put him into the playoffs. Don't forget, we do have other drivers, and Mike Pullen is up there as well. Look at Ryan Worley.
Yep.
Glory run for himself, got himself up to 3rd place, and he's got his teammate Greg Marconi right behind him, as they're all staying low for the lucky dog. who I believe is Nicholas Wing, and it is.
Yes. He's the only one or more laps down, still circulating this piece. Now, the question is, which lane is Pullen going to choose? Because he just got informed he does have lane choice. Is he going to take the outside lane and pick up Marconi, or is he going to stay on the inside lane and pick up Worley?
Well, we'll soon find out as they come down the super stretch again. And we're going to be expecting the lights to go off on the pace truck this time by. We do have people down in pit road: Connor Trafari, James Lowe, Byron Rodney, Daniel Stein, obviously in pit road, Chris Morrell, Joe Gauthier and Jason Papp all in pit road at the moment. Worrell just making his way out right now. But Worrell...
And here's another question I got for you, Sam.
What's that?
Look who's sitting in fifth.
Dustin Logston.
Could we possibly see the third straight Nerditudes win?
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, we had Shane Posey win 2 weeks ago. We had Joe Gauthier win last week. Could it be Dustin Logston's turn?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, he's up there. He's got a shot at this. And for that matter, could we see Shane Ward win on his series debut? Because he's going to be restarting in 7th.
He got a lot of damage in that big one, though. So I'm not sure if he will have the pace in that number, the number 39.
Well, we're about to find out in 2.5 miles as the lights do go out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Haven't said that yet all night. Ted Pullen gonna have the button, and he's got a very hungry Ryan Worley behind him.
Yeah, and Worley has been on the podium a lot this season, just not been on the top step of the podium.
Two straight weeks he's been on the podium.
Yep. Now, he wants to be on the podium again this week, but he wants to be on that top step. He's been looking for it all season, and tonight might be his best chance as he's restarting in P3.
Well, they're going to give him 2 shots at this, and we've got a lot of cars a big distance back from this pacing field right now. So could we possibly see our first Cole Trickle moment of the night? And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Days of Thunder.
Still waiting for a sequel of that, by the way.
I'm still waiting for the sequel of Top Gun to actually be released.
That's out in December, I think it is. But if Tom Cruise is doing sequels of all of his old movies, then I'm waiting for a sequel of Risky Business, and I'm waiting for a sequel of Days of Thunder. But anyway, here we go, out of turn 4.
Sequel of Risky Business? What is he going to be, the father in it or the grandfather in it?
I don't know. It's just one of his old films. Anyway, pace truck is off, and potentially for the final time tonight, we are racing here at Daytona, and Ted Pullen off to a decent restart there, but look at Bridger Olsen, very threatening on that outside line as they go down towards turn 1. Olsen doesn't have any help though.
Olsen got abandoned by Greg Marconi. Marconi elected to drop down behind his teammate to see what the three of them can do on that inside lane. And here comes Mike Pullen on the high side, but he's got no real help. Mark McFadden behind him, missing his hood, so that's not helping his aero cause. And here we go. Worley goes to the high lane, and he's got his teammate with him.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have team tactics played in this one, because Marconi... he's already got a race win this season. Ryan Worley does not, so Worley will be looking to finally get on the top step of the podium here as we come to the white flag here at Daytona. And who's going to get that top step of the podium as they come across the line? One more lap to go here at Daytona.
Absolutely. All hell can break loose now, and the only people that are going to care are the people that come home with the podium finishes. As right now, Marconi playing blocker for his teammate, trying to protect the 00 to get him guaranteed into the playoffs. But don't look now, but here comes Olsen with Logston in tow. And Pullen jumps out to the outside lane, trying to make a run, going down the back straightaway. No real help, but he's pinching low. This could get dangerous going through turn 3, Sam.
We also see chaos on the final lap, but we're not going to see it this time around. I hope not anyway. As they come out of turn 4, they're going to be bumping and banging down towards the line. Ted Pullen, big push for him now by Bridger Olsen as they come down to the line in only his in his first ever season in the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series, wins at Daytona. It looks like Bridger Olsen going to cross the line for second. Ryan Worley again misses out on a race win in P3. Greg McConey for fourth. Dustin Logston rounds out your top five.
And I can guarantee you right now, if she's watching this one, Cookie pulling one happy mama.
Absolutely. As there is Dustin Logston pulled it on the inside, but there is your race winner.
And Sam, if you can go back to see just what happened as they crossed the line in the mid-pack, holy cow, look at that.
I'm going to take a look at it. I think it was Mike Pullen involved in it. And it was Chris Worrell. And Dustin Logston, Dustin Logston crashed across the line, I will say.
Logston, well, Mike Pullen got turned by Worrell, and then behind them, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, and it was contact between Logston and Worrell that caused it. Worrell came down the track right into Mike Pullen. Ward got put up into the wall. Wing was a lap down. Trafari was a lap down and went across the line sideways. Logston very lucky to get that top five here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good finish for him, though. And Mike Pullen coming home in sixth, so both of Cookie's boys coming home in the top 10. So good run for that team tonight. I mean, DNA Motorsports really showing the way tonight.
Yeah, now Rick Driggins will be up there very happy as well. He will have spotted them all the way to the checkered flag here at Daytona. But Ted Pullen wins his way into the playoffs. Ryan Worley, you got to think he's going to be the points leader at this point after picking up his third podium in a row. As we are going to go straight to the interviews right now, and we will bring in your race winner, and Tony is with him right now.
Ted Pullen coming home with the victory here at Daytona. Talk us through that pass for the lead, sir.
Phew, that was nuts, man. That was I don't actually remember any of the moves. That was all instincts there. I was just trying to position myself to not be to get passed by the 12. So I was just trying to hold him off, pick a lane that he wasn't going to be in, and the 49 was pushing me good for a while there. So when I got a position to where I could get up in front of him, I decided to just go, and he gave me a great push. It was an awesome finish.
Well, I mean, you stayed out of trouble all night, which I believe you and Mike are fast learning that's the way to success here.
We've learned our lessons now.
But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Bridger Olsen fast turning into one of the best pushers in the league.
Yeah.
But I mean, you survived all the melees. Talk us through when that last caution did come out as you were about to take the white flag.
Oh man, I was like a football field away from taking the white, and I was actually a little nervous because the guy behind me, I was like, I'm actually starting to create too much of a gap there. I might want to get on the brakes a little bit, try to let him get back with me. I don't want him having a big run. And then that short distance, I was like, if I would have just kept in the gas, maybe I would have been able to take the white there. But it all worked out in the end.
All right, Ted. We move next week to Talladega. Back in the Xfinity car, your thoughts going into that race? Or no, we are at
Talladega.
Yeah, it is Dega in the Xfinity next week.
I'm excited for it. I love actually Dega more than Daytona. I prefer that. I think it's a little bit more wider. I mean, sometimes it invites a little bit more dangerous racing, but I like it better. More opportunities to pass, more options at all times.
Well, again, congratulations on your first victory in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series, brought to you by iRacing East. Is there anybody you want to thank before we let you go celebrate with your team?
Yeah, thanks for everybody that puts this league on. It's an awesome league to be a part of. Huge shout out to my dad racing with me, and Eric, who was up in the booth tonight. He couldn't quite make the race. He didn't make the grid, so he's decided to spot for us tonight, and he did a great job. And everybody that watches, it's awesome to see everybody come out and watch us while we act like knuckleheads on this track.
You forgot Mom.
Oh yeah, Mom. So thank you, Mom, for watching.
Yeah, never forget that mom's
No,
always
never
watching.
forget Mom.
But Ted, again, congratulations to you, and tell your dad congratulations for I believe his first top 10.
Yes,
Both
sir.
of your first top 10s of the season,
Yeah.
and looking forward to seeing what you guys can do next week at Dega.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So that was Ted Pullen joining Tony in the booth. Now joining myself from second place is a man that had a very eventful race. I don't really see him in.
He's not in the Discord.
Well, then we're not going to get an interview with Bridger Olsen. It looks like so. We are going to reach out to the man that finished third. And how many more times have we got to say this? Just missing out on a win here tonight at Daytona. And
Agrimonious defeat.
Yeah, another agrimonious defeat. But Ryan, and you miss out again by 7/100ths of a second. This is getting ridiculous now.
Yeah, I was just joking with Greg. I've led on the last lap in the last 3 races, and I've gotten top 3s in the last 3 races, but I haven't gotten that win yet. So I don't know. It's, tonight I was surprised I even finished in the top 3 with how much damage on this car, but Greg gave me a great push there, and we were able to still get in the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to ask you that. You were caught up in the big one near the end, which sent us into overtime. Just before it sent us into overtime, the caution before anyway. You probably pulled off the greatest escape out of everybody that was involved in that crash. You got a bit of contact with Byron Rodney. You got a tiny bit of contact with Mark McFadden, but still no serious damage on that 00.
Yeah, it's sometimes you just get lucky with where you spin or where you are in a wreck. I basically I felt it kind of clipped me to the left. I tried to save it a little to the right and then drive it down that area they paved after Bush's wreck, and so it worked for the most part. And it wasn't too much damage, but it was still enough to where the car wasn't perfect anymore. And once you lose anything on these super speedways, you're at a deficit.
Yeah, but you still came away with that podium here tonight, and this will pretty much put you in the points lead of the drivers that haven't won a race yet this season. Ryan, this is looking good for you. With only 5 races left in the regular season, you've got to be looking good for the playoffs now.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to get the win because that always helps with those bonus points. But yeah, as far as points-wise, we've been knocking it out of the park with these points finishes. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we can get. I would, like I said, like to get a win, but I think going into the playoffs, we can just keep this consistency up, avoiding the wrecks and keeping the consistency. I think we're going to be quite a threat to go into the Final Four.
Absolutely. Well, Ryan, we head to Talladega next week, again in the Xfinity cars. Another chance to try and get on the top step of the podium?
Yeah, let's see if next week we can actually put it in the first spot this time.
Absolutely. But before I let you go and celebrate your third place here tonight, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, I always got to thank the good Lord above, just allowing me to be out here racing and getting me in the front positions. I've been here every single week, and it's really because of him. It's only luck, as we say, but really it's just the grace of God. Outside of that, I've got to thank all of our great sponsors we got here: Circle B Diecast, Rowdy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, and Midwest Motor Customs. Not on the hood tonight, but I'm racing a dude's car. We love racing these dude's cars. These things are gorgeous. Greg did a great job, and if you know anything about Midwest Motor Customs, Greg is the one who does all the designs over there with me. So if you like what you see here, that's what you'll get there. And then outside of that, just want to thank my teammates. Obviously, Greg gave me the awesome push there at the end. I had a few other guys working with us, and then Jason was working with us tonight, and Brandon as well. So just shout out to all my dudes' teammates and everybody in the field, racing good, racing clean tonight, and you guys for broadcasting. All
right, Ryan Worley in the 00 Dudes Racing Machine coming home in third place. Fantastic run again tonight. That win's coming soon, I'm sure. But until then, we will see you next week when we head to Talladega in the Xfinity cars.
Sounds good, and hopefully next week I'll be a commercial pilot. I'm going for my check ride on Thursday.
Oh, nice one. Well, good luck with that one.
Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
That was Ryan Worley joining us in the booth right now, and Tony, another chaotic race, but a first-time winner, Ted Pullen, pulling off the victory here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a great race. You know, and it's the first time that we've seen both the Pullen boys not get caught up in other people's dumpster fires all night long. And, I dare say that the live eye in the sky was able to really help them. And you got to give a little bit of credit to Eric Driggins for agreeing to be a live spotter for those guys. So great run for the DNA Motorsports team. And I know there's a lot of unhappy campers right now, but all things considered, tonight was some pretty good racing.
Yeah, it was very good. But next week we are off to Talladega in the Xfinity car. It's going to be looking forward to some more three-wide racing as we head there as we get closer to the end of the season. But let's go through the results for tonight's race, and bringing home the victory here tonight was one Mr. Ted Pullen, picking up his very first race win in the series and putting himself into the playoffs in a few weeks' time. Bridger Olsen coming home in second place, great result for him. And Ryan Worley, that win got to be coming soon. I say it every week, but it's another podium finish there for the 00, putting him to the top of the points standings. Greg McConey coming home in P4 with Dustin Logston rounding out the top 5, and that hat-trick of wins for Nerditudes just coming up short right there. Michael Pullen getting his first top 10 of the season in P6. Chris Worrell in P7. 8th going to Shane Ward on his debut. Nick Wing coming home in P9 after getting back on the lead lap just before the overtime. And John LeBombard from the back up into 10th place here at Daytona, Tony.
James Lowe, after getting caught up in both big melees, coming home in 11th. Connor Trafari able to rebound for 12th. Mark McFadden missing his hood, coming home in 13th. Jason Papp, not a bad finish, all things considered, considering he was 2 laps down at one point. Coming home in 14th. Byron Rodney, in his return, coming home in 15th. Dan Stein, after getting caught up in that last big one, coming home in 16th. Joe Gautier in 17th. Gautier, the last car being scored on the lead lap. Jesse Cottrell, after we saw him running up towards the front, towards the tail end of that one, after getting caught up in that last caution, 4 laps down in 18th. Brandon Wilson put it on the hauler early, coming home in 19th. Frank Marchese, 20th. Benjamin White in 21st. And Shane Posey, the first one to put it on the hauler, in 22nd.
Coming up on the schedule here for tomorrow, we have the return of the E-Formula Series with their 3.5 Formula 3.5 cars. They are off to Okayama, so you can catch Frank Marchese and firstly Jake Sperry in the booth for that one. But for myself and Tony Trapasso, it's been great seeing you out there tonight. It's been great racing here tonight. But all that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green. We will catch you live tomorrow from Okayama with some Formula 3.5 action. Have a good night.